cancelling his much talked about Janta Darbar, which ended up being a total fiasco on Saturday, to launching an education helpline in Delhi to tackle corruption in the admissions in private schools, to the second attack on the Aam Aadmi Party by Hindu fringe group in less than a week, to the Delhi Chief Minister's firm stand on not taking a security cover. That's been all the news that the latest entrant to politics has made in Delhi. But the buzz on the national platform is no less. Maharashtra today saw two of its own Congress MPs organize a rally to demand power cuts by their own government, a direct impact of the Kejriwal's power announcement in Delhi. Then, of course, there was the appointment of Sachin Pilot as the Congress head in Rajasthan, which is being talked about also as a direct competition to stem Kejriwal's inroads on the national scene. Kumar Vishwas' visit to a Dalit home in UP that Rahul Gandhi has visited in 2008, and then Medha Patkar offering full support. I guess it's safe to say that the headlines extend well beyond Delhi, and whether all of this brings them votes or not, but they have certainly rattled national politics as we know it. And that's what we discuss on the social network today. UP cops give Z security to Kejriwal, but who is really under threat? And you can tweet us live on our Twitter handle at TSN on NDTV, and you can hashtag your comments and your questions with AAP, BJP and Congress. So let's quickly introduce our guests on the social network today. In the studio, we're joined by Neeraj Sharma, who is a volunteer with the BJP and has worked on all of their social media campaigns, something that the Aam Aadmi Party also seems to have upstaged in many ways. We're also joined by Sanjay Rajora, who is a member of the Aam Aadmi Party. And from Mumbai, we're joined by Vinay Sitapati, who is in fact a PhD student of political science from Princeton University and also has a law degree from Harvard. All right, Sanjay, I want to start with you first. You know, the thing is that we've seen that the Aam Aadmi Party has been attacked by Hindu fringe groups on the weekend. Then we also saw that happen today.
Yep.
What's the reason that Kejriwal will not take security covers? Surely, if he wants to continue as a politician, if he wants to continue making policies, if he wants to really make a break at the national political level of the country, certainly he needs to stay away from fringe elements. Needs to be protected from them.
See, I think that we are totally missing the symbolism of this thing, this VIP culture. What Arvind is doing is that he is refusing the security because he is challenging the existing VIP culture in this political system that we have in India. This is a symbolic decision. Also, this is saying that I am Aam Aadmi. जब आम आदमी के पास security नहीं है, तो मैं किस हक से, किस privilege से ये ले सकूँ मैं? ये तो फ्रिंज एलिमेंट्स को भी सोचना चाहिए ना. वल्नरेबल आदमी को जाके किसी भी वजह से हमला कर देते हैं, ये कोई तरीका डेमोक्रेसी में होता थोड़ी है. बट द सिक्योरिटी थिंग इज ऑन प्रिंसिपल and it's basically questioning the existing political lifestyles of all these politicians in our country. That's what he's doing.
So symbolism, you're saying. Let me just actually bring in Vinay. Vinay, you know, a lot of people online are talking about the fact that in the symbolism of Arvind Kejriwal to refuse the security cover, one of the things that the political parties, the two national parties, are trying very heavily to do is to get him to take the security cover and then say, oh, well, he's like any of us. All right. Sorry.
Thank you, Kashish. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I didn't hear the last part of your question, but no, I think you're absolutely right. I think that that's the game that political parties are playing. That as long as you're a movement, you can be clean and you can come up with many populist sort of symbolisms. But once you enter government, you become as dirty as all of us. So that's the game. But I think the Indian voter is smarter than that. They understand that, when Kejriwal, when he was head of an NGO, Parivartan, he could have a Janta Darbar, he could call 500 people. He can't do that as Chief Minister of Delhi. I think the public understand that. He's not going to be judged by that. I think a deeper problem the Aam Aadmi is going to face very quickly is on economic policy. Part of the people who head the Aam Aadmi Party are old socialists. Prashant Bhushan, he's part of the new left. Whether it's someone like Yogendra Yadav. So this idea that, that you'll have a big state, I mean, they want an honest government, but they want a big government. On the other hand, the people who voted for the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi tended to be the urban working class and the urban poor. For example, the rickshaw driver, the chai wala, somebody earning roughly 5 to 10,000 rupees a month. Now, these people have grown up in private India. They don't have a problem with the market. They want honest government, but they also want small government. The rickshawala doesn't want, to be stopped by a police guy asking for hafta. So I think that is the bigger problem the Aam Aadmi Party is going to face, not this Janta Darbar. I think that's going to end very quickly. I mean, he's going to get some form of security and the Indian voter will understand and forgive him. The deeper problem is the contradictions on economic policy between the Aam Aadmi elite as well as the people who voted for the Aam Aadmi Party, and that's going to continue for some time.
That's going to continue. In fact, Vinay, I'm going to come back and talk about it in just a bit, but in terms of being threatened by this existence of, in a sense, which many people are even online calling, in a sense, fascinating politics unfolding in front of our eyes, gives a new meaning to a third front. Is this something that the BJP particularly is finding itself completely rattled by, because they really have very little ground on which they can attack the Aam Aadmi Party at the moment, Neeraj?
No, I think the whole intention behind making those promises were, to seek the attention of the public. They were successfully able to, gather the attention of public. But now, post forming the government, they are revealing, they didn't have any plans as such to implement those promises which they made. And same thing is hitting them hard. And it's not, certainly right to say that they only were successfully able to gather the attention of public. Now, after they are not being able to, fulfill those promises, there is a section of the society which is going away from them.
नीरज, ये promises की बात जब भी आप करते हैं, जब भी बीजेपी की तरफ से promises का argument आता है, एक argument तो ये है ना कि अभी उन्होंने सरकार बनाई ही है, but आप उनका impact इतने कम दिनों में, उनका सत्ता में आने का impact पूरे देश में देखिए ना. आज कांग्रेस की सरकार जो बनी है महाराष्ट्र में, can you deny the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party, debutant as they are in politics, have really rattled the nation and the two national parties as they exist?
I think that, yes, their debut was very right. I mean, it was successfully. And
have they rattled the Congress and the BJP?
No, I don't think, because post forming the government, there is a section of society which is, turning away from them, and they are certainly attacking the Aam Aadmi Party for not fulfilling their promises.
This is a ridiculous argument, because it has just been 15 days now. I think they completed 15 days today. And all these stalwarts of Indian politics, they want them to deliver in 15 days. अभी उनको settle होने दो यार. तुम 70 साल तक तुम रहे, तुम deliver नहीं कर पाए. और जहाँ तक आप बोल रहे हो कि लोगों से उन्होंने attention seek किया, which party has not sought attention from the population of this country using cheap tricks? ये तो फिर भी जो उसने बोला पहले दिन ही आगे 2 घंटे के अंदर कर दिया यार.
Then my suggestion would be, show the plan, show how you are going to execute it, what promises you have made.
So and a policy framework that is being hurriedly introduced, but there is, there does need to be a roadmap of how it's going to be implemented. Vinay, if I could just bring you in, a lot of people are actually wondering, even from the national political parties, that their agenda, in a sense, like politics as we've always known it, in a sense, talks about minorities, talks about religions, talks about the caste, talks about many other things, but Aam Aadmi Party has only talked about corruption. That's been their singular point agenda in many ways. Do you think this was coming, or is this completely swept us away in a sense, or do you think this was in the making for a while?
No, I think it's been in the... Kashish, can you hear me?
Yes, Vinay, go on.
Yeah, no, I think it's been in the making for a while. So I think the 3 big demographic changes that you're seeing in India is the young vote has gone up. So, people between 18 and 25, there's been a youth bulge. Disproportionately number of Indians are, moving from villages to cities. I think in the last census, the 2011 census, for the first time, there was a more increase in absolute numbers in the cities compared to villages. And you're getting more and more of a middle class vote. Somebody earning between 7 and 15,000 rupees, you're getting a very large bulge. So for example, in 1990, when liberalization began in India, the Indian middle class was, by some estimate, about 29-30 million. Now it's hitting 180-200 million. So that's a very large number. The really astonishing question is that given you're having this demographic change, young people, urban people, lower middle class, and middle class people, why haven't the mainstream political parties caught on to that? Why has it taken a Kejriwal? Why has it taken a Yogendra Yadav to understand that we are seeing a special moment in Indian politics? We are seeing a turning point. And they came up with a party, a movement, an agenda which focused on that. For example, the people who is troubled by corruption the most, it's not the wealthy, because the wealthy can pay off and get what they want. It's the urban poor. People come to cities, even though the government schools are terrible, so you have to send your kids to a, private tuition at exorbitant amounts. You have to pay for water, electricity, you don't get it half the time. That demographic is changing in India. The astonishing part is most political parties haven't seen it. Arvind Kejriwal saw it and he's benefiting, and other political parties, if they're smart, will sort of turn very quickly to understand what Arvind Kejriwal has seen changing in India, and they change themselves too.